Hi, friends. I'm Amanda, and I fulfilled the dream of numerous kids. Probably. I actually stayed in the supermarket for a whole week straight. Truth be told, I was locked up there, and that actually wasn't dream material at all. Every child who enters the supermarket for the first time wants to buy as much as he or she can handle. All those shelves lined with candies, sodas, chocolates, and toys act as magnets. And lots of kids dream to be left alone in a supermarket, to walk among those shelves with no supervision, and to feel like a king or a queen. And I was the one who actually managed to fulfill that wish, albeit inadvertently. That day, I decided to visit a nearby supermarket after school. I just wanted to buy some goodies, nothing more. There were a lot of people at that checkout, men and women buying up all their stuff with coupons. I was actually surprised that my parents weren't there, storming the supermarket for cheap canned foods. Well, anyway, the situation wasn't looking too good. I felt almost lost in the line with my 2 chocolates, while all the other big people held huge baskets full of food. And then they sounded the alarm. Everyone was ordered to urgently leave the building. There was some danger, apparently, yet I did not understand what it was all about. Those speakers in the stores always have huge interference issues, so I wasn't able to hear a thing. Still, everyone immediately rushed to the exit, and the majority of customers took their carts with them. I'm only 15, and I'm quite a fragile girl, so I didn't dare risk following the crowd. I've heard horrible things about getting trampled, so I decided to hide at the checkout to wait it out. Funny thing was, they had actually told us at school about how to behave in a similar situation, but I guess I just panicked. You see, it was the first actual extreme situation in my whole life, and it felt horrible. All those loud people, the alarm sounds, the crowd around me, I think I even fainted for an hour or so, right in my hiding place. But when I regained consciousness, there was no one around. No one at all. I rushed to the doors and rattled the handle for about 5 minutes until I got exhausted. Still, I was sure that my parents would probably start looking for me sooner or later, or someone would come to check the store, so I only needed to wait for a little bit. 3 hours later, and I started wondering what the store actually looked like without people in it. I began to walk between the shelves, went into the back rooms, found the employees' toilets. Oh, that was a lucky find. And even a mini kitchen used by the staff. But I didn't find any phones or walkie-talkies. Well, there was one, but it didn't work. And my own cell phone fell out of my pocket and died several hours earlier when I got caught in the crowd. So I had zero ability to contact the outside world. Therefore, I returned to the hall and started waiting. But nobody ever came for me, and I don't really know why. I guess nobody knew I was stuck in the supermarket. Yet the rescuers didn't come that day, and they didn't come the next day, too. I was hungry, I was thirsty, and I had no intention of starving near a refrigerator full of food. So I decided to consider that time an impromptu holiday season. First, I dined in the deli, and then I played the consoles in the electronics section, and then I watched some TV, and then I ate more food. But soon the deli was empty, and I moved on to the canned food. And of course, I ate a lot of chocolate. At first, I was ashamed to take the goods off the shelves, but then I realized that no one was actually looking for me. So I decided to live the dream, so to say. I even hid some cool stuff in case someone would actually come looking for me. I hid those kinds of things among the boxes near the back door. You never know. Pretty soon, though, it was incredibly boring just sitting there counting the hours. So I ate lots more chocolate and played lots more console games, and I even rode the carts down the supermarket aisles. And yeah, I wasn't too ashamed of that. At first, I really wanted to just get out of that shop, but I had no means to do so, and no one seemed to care. So I did what I had to do to not go crazy. And yeah, I did kind of take some money from the register. It was compensation for the psychological damage, and I'm not a thief by any means. But a whole week eventually passed, and only then did the store manager finally come with the guards to inspect the situation and find me. I was incredibly glad to be found and to see my parents again. My mom and dad were so happy. Apparently, they thought that I had been kidnapped. We even decided not to sue the supermarket. All in all, I ended up safe and sound, so Dad just told me to think of that week as an adventure and move on. But then the manager decided to sue us. He said that my parents and I had to pay a hefty fine for stealing a lot of things and eating a lot of food. He said that I was practically a criminal. Of course, we went to court and even hired a lawyer, and we still lost. The shop's lawyers told the court that it was all my fault. Apparently, I either had to call for help or run with the crowd when they sounded the alarm. So my family was forced to pay for all the stuff that I used. Since then, I've never, ever been to any other supermarket. And of course, my childish wishes are long gone. First of all, being alone in a supermarket wasn't that fun. And second of all, it's super never fun to be forced to pay for things that you don't even need.
Greetings. I'm William from the security services of the supermarket, and here's our version of the story. I really hope the teenagers who listen to it won't act stupid in the supermarket ever again. Supermarket guards' work is never dull. Each day, we catch 3 or 4 wannabe thieves who apparently think that no one was able to witness their crime. Some even tried to spend the night inside the supermarket. Usually, those are homeless. When we detect such an attempt, we call the police. Our cameras can spot anything, so none of those attempts were ever successful. Yet it was the first time when we got a thief who was also willing to spend several nights inside the supermarket. That person was lucky to commit the crime right at the moment when our shop got closed because of the periodic inspection and the cameras were switched off. The signalization rarely goes off without a proper reason, yet sometimes it happens. That was one of those times. Unfortunately for us, yet very lucky for that girl. On that day, the smoke detectors reacted to something and the alarm was sounded. My colleagues and I saw nothing wrong, but we could have been mistaken, so we decided that the evacuation would be the most sound decision. When there's a fire, or when the sensors are triggered, the security systems are automatically turned off so as not to create an even more dangerous situation, so that the store's cameras and alarms got powered down. The people began to evacuate following the instructions. The guards were the last to leave, but we still thoroughly examined the hall before that. The experts from the fire department then examined all the premises once more and sealed the store before further proceeding. Everything went according to the instructions. I've got 10 years of a supermarket guard work experience under my belt, and I know for sure that you can't possibly get lost in a store. Unless, of course, you actually tried to hide from the guards, that is. If you want to be found, you had only to stay in the open and do nothing more. The girl told us that she got lost, yet neither the guards nor the experts from the fire department found her. She must have been deliberately hiding from us, and I don't know why. Funny thing is that there were ways to make contact with the outside world if the lost person wishes to be found. We've got the guard call button just near the outside door. There's also the special phone used for emergencies. The instructions to both the button and the phone are glued to the wall right near those devices. Besides, neither the button nor the phone ever got switched off, even if the whole store is powered down. The girl could just smack the call button or pick up the phone to contact the rescuers. We even checked those systems after the girl got saved. Everything was okay. The call button and the phone were functioning properly all that time. She just never tried to use them. Well, yeah, the girl might have panicked and even misread the instruction. Still, all the windows and the doors of the store are made of glass. She could easily break one of those and got her freedom. Besides, there's the bolted back door that was never sealed. The bolt was situated inside the store. The kid has numerous ways to leave the store, but used none of them. All of that could only mean one thing. Our cute girl hid in the store on purpose. She lived there for a week, never actually trying to get out. She spoiled and devoured a lot of stuff and then even tried to charge us for moral damage. The manager of the store decided to sue the girl's family. We didn't actually want their money. The insurance paid us back, so we did not lose anything. But the proceedings in the court were important, so the devious people knew that they would have problems if they tried a similar trick. Consider it an act of intimidation, if you will. Still, I'm glad the girl wasn't actually harmed. I don't even want to think about what could have happened if the smoke detectors were right and the alarm wasn't false. Guys and girls, you're young and you want adventures. I respect that. Still, don't consider the older men and women fools. And be mindful of alarms. If you ignore it and there is an actual problem, everything might get ugly real fast. What do you think about this story? Tell us in the comments below. Leave likes, share the vid with your friends, and see you next time.